Okay, I think we can start the session by today. Okay, yesterday's topic were how Google was working, and we saw Google Docs and what were the countermeasures for Google Docs. That is robot.txt. Okay, by today we will move on to GitHub. That is information gathering through GitHub. Okay, most probably people who are would be aware of GitHub who are in cybersecurity domain or in the field of computer science. So let's move on with GitHub today. Okay, first of all, what is GitHub? Okay, let me explain it. Yeah, this GitHub is similar as like of Google. It is also a search engine. GitHub is a search engine similar as like of Google. Okay, so let us consider this server as GitHub. Okay, so it will be having as like what we see in a website server. It will be having repos. That is repositories. We said. So what are these? These are called repositories. What do you mean by repositories? Yeah, I said you directories in website server, right? That is folder. It is what called as repositories. So each we can create an account for GitHub in free. So we can that is the GitHub will be displaying that. For example, let us consider that xyz dot github dot com so on so contents slash user. So it will be showing user test dot git. In the link, the first thing that arises will be the user.
Hello, bro.
Yeah, bro, Semi.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
சார் நீங்கள் தமிழ்லேயே நடத்தலாம் சார்.
See, lot of people from other states too have joined in this session.
ஓகே
That is,
சார், ஓகே சார்.
that is the reason why I'm using the language English. No other reason is that we'll conduct Tamil sessions too. You don't worry about that. You can join that too. Okay.
ஓகே சார்.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So whatever the link which I'll show in practical example. That is the first XYZ will be the user, and next will be the repository. Repositories of those user. Okay, this is the say this is similar to that of Google, but it is not as like a Google. It can hold only some particular documents, source codes. You can even run websites using GitHub. For free of cost, you can run a website. That is, you can host a website in GitHub. So it will be of just free of cost. So okay, let me move on. This GitHub is the main purpose of this GitHub is used by the MNCs will be version control system. What do you mean by version control system? Each and every app when you are downloading, it will be at some version, and after some particular days, they will be giving you some updates in your Play Store, right? So each and every time you get an update, your version will be increasing. The particular app's version get increased automatically. So what if that version? What if if they are in need of that? old version. They'll store that old version in their GitHub repository. That is, they can have it in two modes. You can save those source codes in GitHub. That is, one is public and the other thing will be private. So when it comes to be public, anyone over this, anyone with internet can access it if they are knowing what is their username or what is their repository name. And if it comes to public, only that particular organization authorized people can access it, or only the particular owner of the GitHub's user account can access it. But no other one can access it. This is mainly used for remote source code access. That is, if a team, okay, just give me a second. Consider that we are having a team of 100 members. Consider that we have a team of 100 people and we are at remote places. That is, consider it is a lockdown or quarantine. That this crisis we are facing now. Let it be the same situation or scenario. And if the concern want to run as usual, they will be having an GitHub repository for their concern. For their concern, they can have a separate GitHub server, that they can hire a separate GitHub server. Within that server, they can access all those. They can have all those repositories and contents, whatever they need. So in that, only authorized people, or this only these 100 people can particularly access only these contents. Anyone over them can test or write, or they can execute all those programs, whatever they need, whatever they can do, but only these people can do this. So those modes will come under private. So let us see the issue. There is a main drawback with this GitHub. uh, there's nothing drawback with the server side, but there is a drawback with the user side, that which we are using. We don't know, that is will lead any misconfigurations in the server. That is, let us consider this as the concern. The concern's name, let it be xyz.com. If xyz.com is having a GitHub repository, okay, then that is okay, fine. If only people who are authorized, only authorized people is accessing the data which is present inside their particular private server, then that doesn't matter. Okay, if people who don't have authority, if they don't have any authority, they don't have any authorities, if they are accessing, that is the public people. If public is accessing, then that is considered to be a problem over here. This is only because we have two options given. By default, they will be giving us two options, that is public and private. So the particular MNC which is holding the server must configure whether the source code must be public or it must be at private. Do you ask me? You can ask me that who is gonna put this all these things in public? So yeah, even people who will put this public, who will put this in public, I'll give you with a live example. And even for reporting this, you will be getting huge amount of bounties too. So like sensitive informations like passwords, usernames of that particular concern, and then APIs, auth tokens, cookies, such kind of things. Yeah, if it is present inside the if it is present inside the server's um, if it is present inside the server's repository, and if it is able to access by public people, then that comes to be a bug. Then that is accepted as a bug, and you will be rewarded too. You will be rewarded for this. Only the configuration they have left is they haven't changed the configuration from public to private. That is the mistake they would have been done. But even lot many big MNCs will forget to do this. So I'll give you some practical examples. Okay, let us move on to GitHub. Okay, I'll open GitHub. github.com. Okay, let me search for Amazon. Amazon slash okay, password Amazon.in. If you are opening your GitHub, you'll see those stuffs. You can find a search bar at the top left, so you can type whatever you need, and after typing that, you have to move to the code tab. At the code tab, you'll be finding a lot of informations, that is some of the codes. You will be finding some of the codes which will be already present in GitHub. So it will be highlighting what was your search query to. It will be highlighting. Okay, if in case if you are able to find some of the usernames and password through this, okay, before that you have to click on the sort tab at the top and click on recently indexed. So if you are able to do that, you could see last which was indexed recently. That is, this was indexed recently before 1 hour, and this too was recently before 1 hour. It was indexed. Okay. Similarly, you can search for passwords anywhere. If you are able to find some passwords, you can search for that password. If consider if this is having the password, let me click on it. See, as I said earlier that this particular portion of thing is the username, and this particular thing, that is after the slash, will be the repository name which particularly they have given in their username. Okay. Let us consider that if you are having a password in this scenario, if you are having a password at this scenario, just give me a second. Okay. At this scenario, if you are finding a password, you just have to click on the username. So what was our search query? It was of Amazon's, right? You might see these people will give their details at this point. Okay, at this place they can give their bio. At their bio, if you are able to see that if they are working for Amazon, then you can able to verify that this person is some software technician at Amazon, and he has put some confidential data in his GitHub repositories. Okay, if you are having prior experience on using GitHub, now you could know that how GitHub works. Most probably people won't import codes from directly. They won't drag and drop those things at GitHub. So to do those, they'll be using, if most probably the developers will be using VS codes. So in that VS code itself, they'll be with via codes. They'll be using some codes, that is, if see, let me show it with mine on GitHub. Let me show it. Okay, I'm clicking on new. If I'm clicking on new, I can just give a name to the repository, and I can choose whether it should be public or private. Okay, then I can just click on create repository. So when I am clicking create repository, it will show me that if you are copying and pasting this command, see, I have GitHub repository. Let me give you an example. Okay, now I want this particular folder uh, to be imported to GitHub. This is the GUI way. Okay, this is a GUI way. You have to just open, right click on your, if you are having GitHub desktop site, then you can just right click and see, you can GitHub GUI and GitHub bash here. So I have clicked GitHub bash here. So inside that GitHub bash, I can just copy and paste those commands. Each way, step by step, I can just copy and paste those commands. It will be automatically updated inside my this particular URL. Okay, all those contents will be uploaded inside this particular URL. That is, github.com is a domain, and pk007 is my username, and test.git, that is the test thing, is what I named my repository, and git is by default. For now, I'm not going to import anything, but in this way of doing, if it is easy for us to do select whether it should be public or private. But those guys who are using VS code, they won't have this. They would have embedded their API key inside their GitHub. so that if they are in need, they will just type git in it, and they'll just pull the request using the they'll just pull the request by just giving the URL, that what particular URL just I showed you now, that is the test.git. With that they will be pushing it. So at that particular of time, they'll forget to give whether it should be public or private. If in case if you are getting any, so for now let me show you github.com/. Okay. See, I found someone who had exposed his company's detail on GitHub. That is, he's working. His name is Varun. His name is Varun, I think so. And Codex he has given as his tag name, something like that. He is working as a software consultant. At which point he is working at Honda at location Singapore. He has given the link for his website. That is, this is Honda. Honda, you could probably know the company, right? It is a automobile company. So he's working under Honda. But what if this guy? See, this guy has exposed his company's passwords. Hope you could able to see this. Database username is SVONUSR and database user password is SWASWA. Okay, and he's having some other repositories too. Let us check those two. Honda database password index.html. Okay, here also he has exposed. See, the host is mysql.honda.com, and then the database name is HondaDB1, and the user is db at exclamation 22345859 sfdf, and the password is ho at hashtag fsdfc at exclamation hashtag dollar percentage st. So when you are able to find, see, Honda is such a big company, but Honda is not going to expose all those stuffs in the GitHub. But someone is working under Honda will see some software consultant or software technician who is working under Honda can expose all those things here. See, seeing those informations are perfectly fine, but never try to exploit it or use it somewhere else. Else you will be in trouble. So if you are able to see such kind of things, she had last uploaded it on last commit was on November 11th, that's 2020. Yeah, 5:33 p.m. There are a lot of usernames and password here. Okay, the other username, I think it is same stuff. Yeah, same stuff is been here. Okay, that's fine. Honda is such a big company, but it has exposed its password and username stuffs on GitHub. It is open for everyone. Whomever is able to access GitHub, they are free to access these contents. But don't try to put it on some websites, or don't try to exploit it at some places. Just viewing it, it's fine. But if you're able to get some details like usernames or password from GitHub, na, you can write a report to that company. You don't think that you need permission or something like that. It is perfectly fine that you are saving the company's bug. For bug report, I'll teach you how to write a bug report. Now, for bug report, you can. Okay, I'll first give you a map for that. The first thing there should be title. The second thing which should be present is description. The third thing, that is step to reproduce. The fourth thing, you'll be in need of proof of concept. And the fifth thing will be countermeasures. Out of which these five steps, these two steps, that is 3 and 4, are needed compulsorily. If you are writing a bug report, you are in need to write the step 3 and 4. It must be there in a bug report. Okay, I'll give you an example bug report. Okay, okay, give the title as bug report. Let me give it. You don't have to give it. So for finding such kind of stuff now, if you are getting some usernames and password at GitHub or some other places, for that the content, the heading could be responsibility, responsible disclosure, that is sensitive directory exposure. Okay, give it as the heading, and then that is the title. The title would be this for finding those kind of stuffs. If you are getting some kind of stuffs like that, you can give that. Okay, and then the second thing is that description. I said you right. Okay, let me name it, then it will be easy for you. TITL title. Okay, and then description. Okay, if you don't know what to do with the description, you don't have any idea of description, you can just copy this, go to Google, open a new tab. Okay, I just paste it. Okay, I don't need those stuffs. What is sensitive directory exposure? Yeah, you can just copy these stuffs. Whatever you need, you can copy it. After copying that, you can go back to the description and you can just paste it. And it's more than enough, I think so. And then step to reproduce. This is very important step. At this step, you have to write whatever you did. You must write whatever you did. Okay. We for now consider that you are searching Honda on GitHub's Honda DB password, Honda database password. Okay. Okay, there's no such information. Honda password. Okay, I think I have. Okay, now let me search. Just give me a second. You think that you just gave Honda password and probably say them that I was browsing GitHub with the following keyword. What would be the keyword? That is Honda BB password. That time you just got a user of your particular company. I just got by the result I got a particular employee who is working at your concern. To whom you are writing this report is to Honda, not to that particular user. You have to write to that particular concern which is affected, which is going, which has been affected, whose data has been exposed in GitHub or some other search engines. Employee, let us give him a name that Triplex. A particular employee that is whose name is Triplex is working under a concern has exposed a database exposed the company's database username and password in his GitHub repo. Okay, well, next line you can write. You can give them the affected URL. Affected or that is vulnerable URL. You can just copy and paste that Varun's repository. You can just copy this URL and you can just paste it over here. So similarly, you can paste all those three URLs and you can take screenshots and you can even add it in your mail too. For finding the mail, you can just go to their particular site, and you can just scroll down and you can find the mail address that is contact. You can find the contact page. Yeah, contact us. Okay, they had given some numbers, parts and accessories, SMS, location. Okay, hopefully you can find a mail address too for Honda. If you are googling it, you can probably find. Yeah, see, you are getting the email address. That is the customer care you will be getting. You can report it to the particular concern. And then affected URL. After giving the affected URL, you can write that is the proof of concept. That is then another important step, that is POC. You will have to attach the screenshots. Attach the screenshots and then countermeasures. You can copy it from Google as such, whatever you need. Countermeasures for sensitive data exposure on GitHub. Hopefully you can find some contents. You can just copy it and paste Nothing more than that you need to do. Hopefully you'll be having some contents, and then just attach those images, and you can forward this as an bug report to that particular concern. Hopefully you can wait for some you don't need to worry that you are not doing any crime over here, but instead you are helping those concerned that your data has been exposed in those particular, that is a GitHub. So for some live thing I may show you that what if you report you will get it. Okay, okay, let me give us a keyword as hackathon. Hackathon is a platform that will help you to report also all such kind of things in a particular, that is a separate community for those people. It is a kind of thing that when you are coming when you are learning this hacking, you will be knowing hacker what is hackathon is. Okay, see, this particular user has reported a leakage sensitive information on GitHub. Full access grab as leakage. Okay, what was the company was grabbed, and then how much was he rewarded? It seems it's $7,000. He was rewarded for this $7,000. For today's rate, you just check what is $7,000. $7,000 in rupees. Yeah, hope you could see this. So this was amount of money he just got paid by the company called Grab for just reporting what the same kind of stuff which I showed you now. He had just shown. She has written the summary, accidentally leakage. Okay, some contents that, and then the description, and then they had added the user, that is the particular employee, and then he had given the affected URL, and then yeah, for now this has been disclosed. Okay, project ID, and then client secret. Okay, similarly you can also find these stuffs. Okay, if you are thinking that how can I get all those stuffs by putting this keyword that is similar to that of Google Docs. For Google Docs, I just said you that exploit DB, right, which is already present in Google. For similar to that, I can give you round robin. It is not round robin, it's random Robbie. It is a particular user. That is a random Robbie is a particular user. He had given us some repo that to find all those docs, that is GitHub docs. These docs will particularly work for only GitHub. Okay, this is not repository. Random Robbie. Okay. Wait, add it in. Okay, let me search. Random Robbie keywords. Okay, I got the keywords.txt file. See, he have gave us nearly 1592 lines of keywords. If you are interested in passwords, you can just press Ctrl F and give passwords. ID. You have nearly 97 lines of password keyword. You can just go down. See Apple ID passwords. If you are getting any bugs at Apple, that is any data leakage of Apple's, then you will be rewarded too. You can just put it, you can just copy and paste those keywords, and you can just go to the code tab and click on recently indexed. Okay, hope you could see some contents. If you're able to find some passwords or API keys or some other things like that, then you can report it to Apple. Which particular company you're finding about, then you can report it. But before that, you have to verify that whether it is a test. That is some example. For example, they'll be giving some, um, giving the username as your admin and the password as admin. Don't report all those such kinds of stuff because it is a default one. But they'll be closing it as an information, that is only an information disclosure, so you won't be getting any rewards or some other appreciations. Hopefully if you are in need, you need to find some passwords like what I have showed for that Honda. So you have to find, and then see, this was indexed 41 minutes ago. If you are able to find that, then it's perfectly fine that you can report it to that particular concern what you have find. And then, okay, for now we have completed GitHub. Now can just remember this round robin. See, this is that is the random robby, and the keywords is their repository name. And for now, let us move on. Okay, I'll just give it in the notes too. For now, we have completed GitHub, and then we are moving. We are moving on to Shodan. Shodan. Okay, before entering into Shodan, let me say something. What is Shodan? It is again a search engine, but the only difference is it will only have vulnerable devices or bad stuffs. Comparing it with Google, Google has both good and bad stuffs. If you are searching for good contents, you will be getting good contents. If you are searching for bad contents, you will be getting bad contents. But in Shodan, you'll be having only bad contents. That is only the exposed device to internet. That is, you will find even satellites which are exposed on internet. You can access those stuffs. You can even report whatever if you are getting. If you are getting some confidential stuff on Shodan, then you can probably report it. Okay, let me first of all sign in into my Google. Okay. 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 I have signed in now. Let me move on to Shodan. So after entering Shodan, you must register or login. For registering, you can use your Google ID. Okay, final to error, bad gateway. What happened? Okay, let me try again. There's some problem with Shodan, it seems. Let me move on to Shodan. Just give me a second. Okay, let me give forgot password. Why am I not receiving any mail from Shodan? Okay, then let me try with my Gmail. Hopefully my G Suite didn't work. I don't know what is the reason, but my Gmail worked. Hopefully you'll be having Gmail, so you can use your Gmail. Then after logging in into the Shodan, you'll be having this stuff that is a search bar and then explore. And Shodan, you can access the contents by using search bar and the explore contents. But for now, let me give country COUNTRY colon double quotes IN, that is India. Let me see how much of devices have been vulnerable in India. Are vulnerable. Let me check out. Yeah, I'm getting results. It is loading the statistics. See, it is around 60 lakhs. Okay, 60 lakhs and 68,000 and 8,000 and okay, 68,000. Okay, it is more about it is 60 lakhs, above 60 lakhs, 66 lakhs and 88,000 and 604. That's fine. These many devices are vulnerable in India. Oh God. In after entering this, so you can find all those stuff by just they'll be having a IP address or they'll be giving you some link. So when you're clicking on this link, you'll be directly redirected to that particular site. They had secured it, it seems. Okay, then that's fine. Valid URL not found. Okay, let me first of all constrain whatever I need. I'll move on to Chennai. See, you can give filters based on whatever you need. You can give filters based on organization, that is the ISP service provider, internet service provider, or location, or services, other organization, then operating system, or then products. Whatever you need, you can give filters based on this. So let me check what is this IIS Windows Server is. Okay, it is located in Chennai. It will give me if you are clicking on that IP address, that is it is showing me that IIS Windows Server. If you are clicking on it, it will show you more information about it. If you are clicking on this particular icon, that is linked to tab, so it will link directly to me that Windows. Yeah, it is a working server. Okay, it is a Windows server. It is a private server, but we are getting access to that private server. This is also considered to be an vulnerability. I'll explain you what is that. Let me open this too. This server is located in Chennai. Okay, last updated. Okay, fine. Host name is broadband.hackedcop.in. So it will give you all those technologies used as jQuery, and then vulnerabilities. See, this many vulnerabilities this particular server has. You can even report it to them by saying them that you just found you are just surfing on Shodan and got this particular results. Okay, you can surf similar to that, and then I'll go back. Let me search with operating system, that is Windows. I'll go with Windows 2016 standard. Okay, I'm getting results. Let me click on it. It is showing the location, whatever the ports are been opened 135, 445, similar to that. And then the endpoint mappers, all those stuffs you can find in Shodan. Only vulnerable devices will be whatever has been exposed in internet you can find it on Shodan. Okay, if you are not interested in this keywords, then you can move it. I'll give you another option too. See, you have an explore tab here. You can just click on it. See, it is giving me a lot of stuff that webcam, cameras, netcams, default password, UFA net. Okay, so for now, let me click on some webcams or netcams. Okay, let me click on some webcams. It's giving me all those stuffs. Okay, this is Switzerland's webcam. Let it load. Before that, we'll see in India we have 22 webcams that have been vulnerable. Then China 39, Russia 134, Canada 34, United States of America 61, Australia 12. It's getting some time. It is taking some time. Okay, let us wait. Okay, it is not showing up anything. Then that's fine. We'll have to search for all those things. It is all a trial and error method. You will have to try. And if in case if you got something interesting or sensitive, you can report it to that particular organization. Don't report this to Shodan. Shodan is not Shodan is just a search engine like Google or Yahoo or some other things, whatever. It is just a search engine. Please don't report these stuff to Shodan. Shodan's job is to find all those vulnerable devices and put it in their search engine. Nothing more than that. Okay. In case if you are in need, if you are interested in this keywords, but you can't able to remember those keywords, then you can give this particular you can use this particular user in GitHub. Jake Jarvis keyword is also a particular user. All these keywords will work for Shodan, only for Shodan. Okay, Jake Jarvis. How much repositories? He's having triple on repositories. Oh, I can't search for it. Jake Jarvis keyword Shodan. Okay, I'm getting. See, these are the stuffs that you can search for in Shodan. Table of content, that is industrial control systems or remote desktop network infrastructures, network attached storage, webcams, printers, and then home devices, random stuffs. Each and every category you would have given some keywords. You can just copy these stuffs. Automate license plate reader. Okay, this is some license plate readers. Okay, and then traffic lights, voting machines in USA, and then precision payphone, and then Tesla power packs. Okay, and then electric vehicle chargers. All those stuff you can just search for. So for now, let me move on with license plate reader. Let me copy it. Just paste it on the search bar over here, over the Shodan. Then press enter. It will give you the stuffs whatever you are searching for. So these stuffs are present at United States of America, and then yeah, just at United States USA. Let me click on it. It's located at San Francisco. You'll be getting all those stuffs. Okay. For now, we have completed Shodan keywords. Where you can find this Jake Jarvis. For now, we have completed information gathering. That is phase one of information gathering. We have a lot more stuffs, even lot of information gathering we can do. But for now, we are in a time crisis. We'll stop on with this information gathering. That is phase one information gathering. That is completed. Still, we are in the first step of hacking. We haven't entered any other steps. We are in just first step of information gathering. Okay, for now, we'll move on with subdomain enumeration. What do you think subdomain enumeration is? Okay, I'll give you a practical example. Okay, for now, let me explain. Okay, let us consider that www.xyz.com is a website. Okay, do you think only they will be having xyz.com as their website? Okay, for live experience, let me take our previous prior target, that is Hindustan.net. www.hindustan. Do you think it is the only domain they would have purchased? No, that is not the answer. They will be having www.com. That is .net slash HIT. HIT is Hindustan Institute of Technology. That is a particular concern. That is a particular college which is under Hindustan University. That is not Hindustan College. And then the same stuff, www.net slash ISET. It is an autonomous institution under Hindustan institutions. And then www.net slash school. Hindustan holds a matriculation school. Similarly, it holds an international school too, that is Gangaru Kids, and then moreover, it has another polytechnic college. It has a nursing college. So for these many stuffs, they would have purchased lot of subdomains. Under this particular Hindustan.net, they can have many subdomains inside it, under which say okay, for now let us have a target website here, that is Hindustan.net. See, this is our target website. For now, we have to hack the payment gateway of this particular website. So, to hack the payment gateway, let us consider the situation. Okay, let me clear the canvas. Just give me a second. Or consider this to be a star or target, that is Hindustan.net. For now, our target is to payment gateway of this site. Okay, as I said you earlier that if a website has been running, they would have purchased or rented some server inside which they will be having all their directories, all their codes, all their informations, all their stuffs, private directories too. They will be having all those stuffs inside their server. Okay. Do you think Hindustan will have only a single server that of Hindustan.net? No, it is not probably the answer. Hindustan is not going to have only a single server which is going to provide all those information. They may have lot of servers. One may be for mail server, and the other may be for FTP. Another server may be for payment. Okay. For now, being an attacker, now you know that Hindustan is having a server. To find the IP address of the server, we can just use a basic utility in our Windows command prompt. So you can just give ping hindustan.net. So you will be getting the IP address 166.62.27.168. This is the IP address of Hindustan. Okay, let us think that 166.62.28 some steps 9, let it be something. This is the IP address for their Hindustan.net server, and then for their mail server they are having a different IP address of 192 or something like that. 192 128 1.0 1.10. Okay, let it be 10. For their FTP server they are having 188.132.43. For their payment server they may have the IP as 110.13.20. Okay, let us consider that. Being an attacker, now we are an attacker here. Our target is to bypass the payment gateway of Hindustan.net. Okay, so we have to hack the payment gateway of Hindustan. Okay, for that we buy all those paid tools, invest time, and all the stuff she will be doing for this particular attack. But when you're investing all those things for this particular attack on this particular, that is on this server, that is Hindustan.net server, do you think will it work? No, the answer is no, because see they are having an IP address of 166.62 and some other stuff at this for this server, and for this server they are having some other IP, and for this they are having some other IP. For payment gateway is also some other IP. So if you're performing all the attacks on this particular server, it is totally a time waste. It is a waste of time. Whatever you did was waste of time, and it is not going to work. If you are performing all those attacks in this particular server, probably it may or may not work. But if you are putting all those efforts on this particular or this particular server, it is never going to be work. So okay, let us find first of all to need all those things, to find whatever the subdomain they are holding. We'll move on with the tool. It is not possible that to click on every link and enter into the website and find stuff that it is not possible like that. So for now we'll move on with our Linux, that is Kali Linux. Hope you would have installed all your Kali Linux. Let me turn on my Kali Linux. See, my Kali Linux may differ from yours. Don't think it will all perform the same thing. You can customize your Kali Linux based on your requirements. I have customized it. So don't think that you are not having a Kali Linux as such as me. Mine. Okay. Okay, this is my Kali machine. Okay. Let me open my terminal. Put it in a full screen. Hope it's visible now. Okay, after entering into your terminal, you just need to open your browser. That you have to browse. So let me browse. Sublister, Sublist, GitHub. Just have to so for this particular sublister, and then after entering this you have to click on this code, and then this copy icon, that is a pad icon, you have to click on it, and then move on back to your terminal, and then just you have to, before that you have to install a particular thing that is called, you have to install, okay, just follow this command, that sudo apt install kit. So you are going to clone a repository in your Kali machine, so that you will be in need of this Git. Only with the help of Git you can clone a repository from Git. So that you have to first of all install this in your terminal, and then I'll be copying it. That is git clone. Whatever the repository which I have copied, now I'm going to paste it, and I'm just going to give enter. It is going to install, it is going to copy, install, and everything, every of those stuffs will be done. So let me move on to that particular, and then giving ls. Ls is a command used in Linux machines to list out all the directories or folders present inside the particular folder. Okay. So for now we are having sublister.py. It is an executable file. So for now let me give dot slash sublister. Okay. So you are giving this command and just pressing enter. Okay, it is throwing up some errors. Sublister.py. Yeah, it is okay. Let me install the requirements pip requirements.txt. Not find a satisfied version of txt. Okay, that's fine. Okay, add. Okay, just wait for me. You don't have to do all those stuffs now. Whatever I did, so I'm in the directory of sublister. Okay, just give python sublister.py. Okay, let us try it with python 3. Yeah, it is working fine with python 3. So hopefully you can run it on your python 3, or if else you can run it with dot slash if it is having an executable permission. Okay, it is giving me that, it is stating me an error that minus d, that is the domain name, is not present. Whom can I, what can I do for now? So let us give as minus d, and what is our target? Our target is Hindustan.net, right? And then press enter. So for now, okay, why is total is blocking our request? Okay, that's fine. It will give you some, so it will give you the results based on, it will search for those particular contents, that is Hindustan.net in Baidu, Yahoo, Google, Bing, Ask, Netcraft, and all those search engines. It will be finding for Hindustan.net, and it will check for all those subdomains which are present in Hindustan.net. So let us wait for it. IP is equals to solver.query. Okay. Okay, hopefully it is taking some time, but probably when you're running the same thing, whatever your target is, okay, you have to run your target for now. Okay, if your target is in internet, it will search for all these search engines, and it will give you all those subdomains whichever is present. Okay, it will list you all those subdomains. For now it is taking time, and it is almost about time. Okay, let us conclude the session that with okay, it is sublister. Okay, just let me give you the all those commands. Open terminal, then sudo apt install git, and then git clone. Let me give you the repository too. We go to my Kali mission and then copy this, paste it here. Okay. Sublister and then dot slash. Okay, you can use this dot slash sublister hyphen d and your domain, that is your domain. Okay, hopefully it will help you. I think so. Okay, for now, let me conclude my session. And Nishad, are you there?
Pranay, those who are not fill the attendance, please fill it.
Yeah, please fill your attendance, guys. Your attendance purpose is for getting your certification. So if you're interested, please fill your attendance. And yeah, bro, today's session is over.